Hey friends, hope you're all doing well. In this video, I'll talk about 15 new games you can play with your friends. But first, here are the winners of the last giveaway. I'll contact you after this video airs. At the end, you'll find out which games will feature in the next giveaway. Let's start with Towerborne. This cooperative action RPG combines roguelike elements with role-playing mechanics, developed by the creators of the Banner Saga. At the heart of the story is the Belfry, a symbol of hope in a world ravaged by monsters. Players take on the role of heroes resurrected from the spirit realm to protect the people. The game's strength lies in the variety of builds and tactical options. You can customize your character with weapons, gear, spirit companions, and unique aspects that alter gameplay abilities, allowing for experimentation. The world map updates seasonally, introducing new enemies, locations, and storylines. Co-op gameplay supports up to 4 players. Age of Mythology, Retold. This modern remaster of the classic real-time strategy game takes players back to a mythical world filled with humans, gods, and terrifying monsters. The gameplay spans several story campaigns, each with 50 missions where players swear loyalty to Egyptian, Greek, Norse, or Atlantean gods in exchange for elemental powers and the ability to summon mythical creatures. Armies formed under these gods engage in large-scale battles against cyclopes and demons. The competitive mode includes one-on-one duels, where players choose a pantheon and leverage its unique advantages, including mythical creatures and specialized weapons. MechWarrior 5 Clans is a cooperative shooter set in a universe of global wars where mechanized robots piloted by humans serve as the primary fighting force. This time, you'll lead a squad of battle mechs and visit multiple planets. The gameplay emphasizes tactical and strategic mech combat, where players utilize their mech's unique abilities before unleashing firepower to overwhelm opponents. For the first time in the series, there's a full-fledged story campaign featuring detailed environmental destruction, offering new combat opportunities, such as using falling structures to damage enemies. Co-op play supports up to 4 players, with several planets featuring unique biomes and enemies available for exploration. Void Crew, a dynamic co-op roguelite delivering action-packed space adventures. The game is set in a future where humanity faces a threat from mysterious enemies known as the Hollowed. Players, as part of a spaceship crew, explore the vastness of space, battle foes, complete missions, and upgrade their ship. A highlight of the gameplay is controlling a combat starship and engaging in numerous space battles. Players manage a central space station, launching raids on enemy bases or intercepting trade convoys. The orbital station requires defense against attacks, as well as regular maintenance and energy cell recharges. The 4-player co-op gameplay revolves around teamwork, where the success of each mission depends on the efficiency of every crew member. Rotwood, colorful co-op dungeon crawler where a group of friends battles mutated animals and collects resources to build a fortified and cozy shelter. The dungeons here are unusual, overgrown with trees and dense shrubs, requiring players to carefully examine their surroundings and effectively wield their weapons. The 4-player co-op is particularly essential for defeating powerful bosses that vastly outmatch the players. These bosses are clad in armor made from plants or even vegetables, and players can claim these as trophies to enhance their combat stats. Some monster encounters can be avoided by fulfilling their conditions, such as offering them items or completing specific quests. Techtonica, a first-person engineering sandbox set beneath the surface of a scorching planet. Players are tasked with building a massive factory, connecting vast distances with conveyor belts, from resource extraction sites to processing facilities. The underground world is initially confined to cave systems, requiring players to start from scratch by digging manually. As players level up their skills, they'll unlock new tools, including drilling machines and conveyor belts that can be customized for different types of cargo. The alien world can be dangerous, but in co-op mode, up to 4 players can tackle challenges together and discover rare artifacts. Eventually, you'll burrow through the entire planet and fully automate production. Towers of Aghasba, an open-world sandbox where players are tasked with rebuilding civilization on a sacred island. The game blends creative settlement building with restoring ecosystems filled with diverse flora and fauna. Biome choices influence the types of buildings, plants, and animals you can cultivate, creating a dynamic environment that evolves based on your actions. The gameplay emphasizes exploration. Players travel through picturesque landscapes, uncover ancient mysteries, and interact with unusual creatures. The game also includes combat and crafting elements. Co-op mode supports up to 4 players, allowing for collaborative creation, exploration, and sharing of unique islands. Nuclear Nightmare, a cooperative horror game set in harsh Arctic conditions, where a team of elite operatives clears out secret laboratories and must evacuate before a nuclear strike. Players must quickly find all clues and eliminate terrifying monsters. The objective is to explore multiple scientific facilities, locate classified materials, and call for a rescue helicopter before time runs out. Co-op supports up to 8 operatives, accompanied by a loyal dog. Players must scavenge for flamethrowers, shotguns, flare guns, and other tools necessary for survival. The main threats are various monsters and anomalies, with each character having only 1 dose of vaccine. No More Room in Hell 2, the sequel to the co-op zombie shooter where random survivors wake up in a small American town and try to escape its infected streets. The pandemic has been ongoing for years, the government is gone, and zombies block all movement across the city. The goal is to locate a scientific lab and search for a vaccine to stop the zombie virus. Up to 8 players can team up. Zombies are highly aggressive and deal significant damage. Survivors face extreme shortages of both weapons and ammo, leaving them with no choice but to grab axes and rely on melee combat. Players can burn zombies with incendiary devices or trap them to survive. The Forever Winter, a tactical shooter with survival and horror elements set in a world devastated by global conflict. Players explore dangerous territories, fight enemies, and complete missions in the harsh atmosphere of an eternal winter. The gameplay leans heavily into survival mechanics, requiring players to scavenge junk and recycle it into essential items, weapons, and equipment. These resources are vital for operations against hybrid human-machine enemies guarding valuable facilities and tasked with killing all humans. Co-op supports 4 players who resemble homeless drifters but are highly trained for intense combat using heavy weaponry. Ghost of Tsushima. This is an incredibly beautiful story set in the 13th century when the Mongol Empire had conquered the entire East and even invaded the islands of the Japanese archipelago. The only barrier in the path of the Golden Horde is the small island of Tsushima, which has always stood as a natural defense against invading fleets. Players take on the role of a samurai who holds tradition above all else. The main character can choose one of 4 classes, each offering specific bonuses. These typically allow better proficiency with bows or katanas, quieter movement, reduced energy consumption, and the ability to track wild animals. With the release of the Legends expansion, the game introduced multiplayer missions that can be completed online with a friend. In survival mode, players join forces to fend off waves of Mongol armies that grow increasingly larger and more challenging over time. Pax Dei. This is a highly ambitious social sandbox MMO set in a medieval fantasy world, focusing on player-driven economies, community building, and horizontal progression. Its gameplay emphasizes cooperation, allowing players to form clans, establish villages, and create intricate social hierarchies, such as knights and barons. Crafting and exploration are central, with players building everything from houses to weapons. The game also offers dynamic PvP systems alongside PvE content, letting players explore dungeons, uncover magical secrets, and navigate political intrigue. Cooperative gameplay revolves around exploring a vast world spanning nearly 300 square kilometers, filled with cities and small settlements. Players will gather resources, cook food, learn various trades, harvest crops, and decorate their homes with personalized touches. Wayfinder. This is a cooperative action RPG where players venture into a world engulfed in darkness. Players become Wayfinders, heroes with unique abilities and playstyles, tasked with fighting threats and restoring balance. The best way to uncover this world's secrets is by forming a group of 3 adventurers. Together, players can explore open zones, traverse procedurally generated dungeons, and collect resources to improve their characters. The game allows players to fortify their neighborhood, purchase homes, collect weapons, and train in combat techniques and magic. Eden Crafters. This is an engineering sandbox game set on the surface of a primordial planet where humanity seeks to establish a habitable refuge after fleeing Earth. The main challenge comes from the planet's enormous tidal waves caused by the close proximity of its moon, making survival particularly difficult. Engineers must first stabilize the climate and create a breathable atmosphere, harness the destructive power of ocean tides, and secure a sustainable food supply for the colony. This marks the beginning of building a civilization. The game provides a wide array of tools for players to gather and process resources, create production equipment, develop functional transport, and more. Ultimately, engineers can build massive factories and industrial plants, connect the entire planet with conveyor systems, and terraform the landscape. Helldivers 2. This is an exciting third-person cooperative shooter that expands on the ideas of its predecessor. The gameplay features intense, action-packed firefights against hordes of alien bugs, defending their civilization from human invaders. Space Marines must land on hostile planets and withstand relentless waves of angry insects. While this is no easy task, powerful orbital support provides crucial assistance. In co-op mode, Marines team up to capture and hold various strategic points and objectives. Players can upgrade their spaceship, unlock new weapons, enhance their gear, and invent a variety of gadgets to assist in battle. Here's the top we came up with. I hope you found it interesting to watch. Next time, we'll be giving away 5 Steam keys. The Image Game channel was with you. Have a nice day.